You know, most people don't get to see the thing that they love, a system that has the potential to do great good in the world, be destroyed from within.
Steve Hunter's office. It's Stacy Brown. Is Steve around? Oh, he just walked in the door. Hang on. Thanks.
Good morning, Stacy.
Good morning. This group, it's getting more and more hostile. The things are escalating. 2 officers are not enough to engage, even if somebody's being physically hurt.
Yeah.
And so we are disengaging today.
God, tell these people of color they're useless. You're useless. Get the hey, hey, ho, ho. Red, white, team got to go. Hey, ho, ho. Red, white, team got to go.
I think we did not see effectively a coup in the institution coming, and we didn't feel vulnerable to it because we were both very popular among students and we had the equivalent of tenure.
Weinstein, who identifies as politically left, had announced he was boycotting a decades-old event created by students of color at the school.
Day of Absence was a tradition on Evergreen's campus from very nearly the founding of the college. Day of Absence is named after a play by Douglas Turner Ward, a black playwright. And the premise of the play is that in a fictional southern town, the black population decides not to show up one day in order to make the point to the white population about the important role that they are playing. Last year, the committee that organizes the Day of Absence announced in a faculty meeting in which there was no opportunity to ask any questions, they announced that white people were being asked to leave the campus for the day. And it was so strange to hear that announced that I assumed I had misunderstood what had been said. And then the administration of the college made it clear that they were strongly encouraging white people not to come to school on that day in an effort to, quote unquote, center people of color. I found this offensive. This was not, as it was being portrayed, a simple flip of the script where instead of people of color, it was white people this time. This was people organizing this protest, telling others not to show up to a public college on a particular day because of the color of their skin, which is anathema to me as a liberal. So I said so. There was a backlash over email. My email went to the staff and faculty email list. There were students who worked on campus who were on that list, which I was aware of. And I just simply said, this is unacceptable, and you can expect me to be on campus on that day. Tuesday, May 23rd of 2017, I went to work. I biked in as I always did. I began teaching my morning class, and a student who I knew pretty well from a past program called me over a bit concerned and said, do you know that there are people outside the door chanting for you to be fired? And I said, no, that's pretty odd.
Your protest of Day of Absence, your presence, take it as a protest, if you will. That's what you said in your email?
First of all, Day of Absence has been here longer than I have. I have never protested it until...
And you know, that's the problem. Until any white people like, oh, exactly, because you got mad at Trump, all your white students, hey, take it as a protest, keep your ass here.
Would you like to hear the answer or not?
No.
What shocked me was that they were not at all interested in that discussion. If somebody who was the object of a protest that we were participating in wanted to talk to us about the nature of that protest, I would have been right there. So how is it that I was being protested by people who weren't interested in even engaging me on this question and showing me that I might be wrong? It would be weeks before I would understand why that was.
These racist teachers got to go, hey, hey, ho, ho. These racist teachers got to go, hey, hey, ho, ho. These racist teachers got to go, hey, hey, ho, ho. These racist teachers got to go, hey.
What we need
is for there to be a physical presence on this floor so that they aren't leaving.
Protesters then engaged the president of the college and got him to agree to a meeting.
Prioritize people of color. If you're white, stand down, give your seat up to a person of color.
I decided that I should be at that meeting. If they were calling for my firing, I wanted to be there to answer the charges. I found a seat and sat down. Within a couple of minutes, there was an announcement by protesters who were clearly in complete charge of this meeting, saying that the food and water that was available, publicly supplied, were for people of color and that white people should not avail themselves of those things. That was the tenor of the meeting.
Whiteness is the most violent system to ever breathe.
So I was here, and I get this text from Brett. 2 of them, actually. The first one says, they say I may not be allowed to leave. Second one, I'm not sure what to do. And then silence. I heard from one dean before I knew anything about what had happened, and that dean's concern was that Brett not talk to the press. That was the concern from the college, that if any of the press came calling, he should send them to college PR.
At the end of the meeting, I was allowed to leave, and I left the building with a number of my students, and I was flanked by a number of other people who wanted to talk to me for various reasons, including one young woman who I think in some ways had not gotten the message that talking to me was not allowed. The next day, the protesters made a point of bringing her to a rally that they had organized on campus and having her read a statement that they had prepared publicly. And it's heart-wrenching for me. She read the statement and she butchered it. Reading out loud, maybe in front of a group, was not her in her skill set.
Based on false, racially charged alleged allegations.
They effectively humiliated her in order to demonstrate that they had recaptured her in some way.
Whereas the college administration
There are a lot of moments that are particularly telling from the protest, but I must say that is among the most chilling to me.
It's our students that are stopping people.
Oh, our students that are stopping people. Why aren't we stopping them from stopping people?
Because the president has told Stacy to stand down.
I biked this direction, which to this point is my normal commute. I saw people that I recognized from the protest the day before. They saw me and they appeared to start doing something with their phones. And I kept biking, and then I realized that just doesn't feel right. And I took the next entrance into campus and I went to the police station and I said, here's what I think I experienced, but I must be imagining it. And she said, I don't think you're imagining it. I think they're looking for you. And what's more, I can't protect you. You're not safe on campus, and you're not safe anywhere in town on your bicycle. I think it's pretty clear what happened at Evergreen is an extreme case, and I've heard people dismiss it on that basis, that it was just a very liberal campus that went farther off the deep end than any other. And I think that's really a mistake. In some ways, Evergreen is a preview of what's coming. The fact that this is happening across so many campuses means that it is going to spread into every quadrant of society, and things are going to get worse elsewhere. So Evergreen is describing a future that is rapidly approaching.